when somebody says fat bike,
Mm-hmm.
how big does the wheel have to be for you to say that's not just a mountain bike?
What right now I would say the minimum that would be considered a fat bike is a 3-point-inch wide tire.
Okay.
Yeah, I consider it a 4-inch tire, but 3-point-inch is a lot of times what race organizers. Fat bikes will come in 26-inch, the old 26-inch wheel size.
Okay.
All right, and then
we're talking this
the diameter.
The
Yep,
diameter.
Yep. And so
Okay.
that's what all older mountain bikes used to be, and now
Okay.
it's really just for kids' bikes. But then they would have, like, our tires are 4.6-inch. And when you take the overall circumference now of that wheel, it's bigger than a 29 by 2.3, 2.4 tire. So it's a very, very big round wheel with a 26-inch.
Right.
But then fat bikes started to come out with 27.5. 27.5 is a popular size on regular mountain bikes, and this is just, again, the diameter of the wheel.
Yep.
But the rims are very, very wide because they're specially sized hubs, they're specially sized rims. A fat bike wheel only works on a fat bike frame.
Right.
Right.
Not fitting on anything else.
but they didn't really change. A lot of the manufacturers didn't really change their frame designs. So you have a bigger wheel, but in order to fit this into the frame, you actually had smaller tires. So now you're seeing 27.5 by, like, now you get like the 3.8s, 4-inch, and that's about it.
Okay.
Right. And the overall, and I got a bunch of those in at the time in terms of, and I would find that the 26-inch with a big 4.6 or 4.8 tire would be an overall bigger size wheel than a 27.5 by 4.
I was on a Facebook group and someone was complaining about their fat bike tire leaking, because it was a tubeless setup.
Yep.
And why are some people having difficulties getting their tires to hold on to this thing was like, it was pouring out the sides of it. It wasn't weaving through. It was coming out of the rim.
Right. So all right. So tubeless is very, very popular now. If you have a mountain bike, you're most likely tubeless.
Okay.
If you have any bike that goes off road, cyclocross or gravel, you probably are tubeless. So it's super popular now. The tubeless technology has evolved significantly and is better. But during the fat bike craze in 2015, 2016, and so forth, it was not. And so you had a lot of rims that were not made to be tubeless. You had tires that were not made to be tubeless. And there were all sorts of, they're still out there now in the market. There were all sorts of systems out there to basically create the seal between the tire and the rim on a fat bike to make it tubeless.
Right.
And these were just, they were problematic. The frame fat bike. So those framed wheels would not go tubeless. They were slightly undersized, if you will, so that the tires had to the bead of the tire to slightly compress down in order to meet the rim.
Okay.
It worked fine with tubes, but was never, ever going to be tubeless.
And I think that's what's important, is recognizing that not all wheels are not all rims are designed to accept tubeless. Not all tires are designed to be you can't just assume.
Right.
You can mash these things together.
Yeah,
and they're gonna
but
work
nowadays, so like I have head rims on my fat bike. You have Surly rims on yours. I mean, all the Surly fat bike rims are tubeless ready. The head ones are tubeless. The head ones are so tubeless that it's actually harder to get the tire off the rim than it is to get it on. The bang and the snap that those tires make when you inflate them as they lock into the rim is
You're not getting that off.
no. It's actually a little frightening. It can scare people.
And then the tubeless fluid can also make the big difference. And of course, you
And the
recommend Orange Seal.
Orange Seal.
All
Yep.
the time.
All the time. And they do make what's called a Sub-Zero So Orange Seal has 3 different versions, and one's Sub-Zero, and so that it stays liquid in extremely cold conditions. The regular Orange Seal does go down quite low, I think 5 degrees or above zero, but Fahrenheit. But Sub-Zero goes down to -20 or something. We should talk about studded tires.
yeah.
So they do.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Stud.
So they make tires. They make the fat bike tires with little steel. We'll call them little steel screws, basically. Okay. And they can have 250 of these little screws, all around them. These are great. You do not need this in snow, but they are great when you have conditions where especially like in our current winter situation here in Massachusetts, where we'll have some rain, then it'll freeze, and then we might get some snow on top. And if you have frozen puddles out there in the woods, right, and underneath a little layer of snow, which actually are even slipperier, so I have a bunch of customers getting that because a studded tires, as expensive as they are cheaper than a hip replacement. So, and if you hit ice like that, you can just go
like
down
son of a gun
in an instant before you even know what happened.